staying with us on the Sports Show, time to go about the Southern Footy League. Of course, Diggers Day round is coming up. There's a lot happening. So the Prez is in, Craig Warman, and we're lucky enough to get the head coach of the Reynella Footy Club, Brendan McKeough, although he lost on the weekend, so it's touching how much longer mate, appreciate your time, Brendan. Mate, let's start with you. It's been interesting. I mean, we've played first round, of course, but the big ruckman gone. There's always the focus in your game, mate, how important he is. How's the transition out to new ruckman coming in?
Oh, look, we're quite lucky. We do have Mark Borholm there as well, has been a past really strong ruckman at SASS level.
Yeah.
But obviously losing Cameron to Glenelg, which we'll never knock. Always want our players to play the highest level they can. But it's taken a little bit of a transition, but we've brought in a couple of blokes that have moved into the area, and they're still learning. And ruckmen take a good 4 to 6 years before they get their coordination right. And once that happens, I think they'll be fine.
It's not too bad. I didn't think you were...
You were at the game.
I was there, yeah.
Yep.
I didn't think you were all that bad in the big man department. I thought you were okay there after quarter time, I would have thought. But I just thought the flaggies were... Every time you blokes got close, every time you threatened, they kicked a goal. Flaggies would get one. They just appeared to be, whether it be home ground, whatever, a bit slicker than you guys. They hit targets better, and every time you got that, you battled to get back in, they seem to just get a goal and get away.
You should have been sitting with me. Why didn't you tell me this during the game? But
mate, he had a time at Cove. He had a time at Cove. I don't think you wanted next to him.
Nah, look, Baz nailed it. Like the effort was there with the boys. I was really proud of that. It was just our execution and flaggers were a little bit cleaner around the ball and were able to hit their targets forward, which we struggled to do. So we got to work on that during the week. So. But Baz, you can come this week if you like and help out.
I'll be there, mate. Now, you got Morford Vale this week, mate, at home for the Diggers round. We'll have a look at the jumper in a minute. It's magnificent.
Yes,
they were a little unlucky on the weekend. If they had kicked a bit more accurately, they could have got the win. So it's not like, it's going to be a bit easier. It's not.
Oh, hell no.
It's not.
No, not against Morford Vale. So Morford Vale probably, I think this year could well be the benchmark of the competition. I was a little surprised to see that loss against Noarlunga. They're really well coached by Michael Hamby. And they're just strong in all facets of the game. So Saturday's going to be a big day for us and the football club, and it's obviously a great opportunity for us to play on the Digger Day. And we're really proud of the fact that we're hosting it at our football club, and hopefully we're having a past players day. So they've lots of past players down, and obviously the club and the league are putting on quite a big show with a helicopter coming in at half time and all this type of stuff. So yeah, it's a huge opportunity, and hopeful that we're able to put on a good show against Morford.
Big one.
Mate, let's talk about Diggers Day, Prez. It is a massive day. It always has been for the Southern Footy League. A little bit different being a Tuesday, of course, and you're playing on the Saturday, but the festivities around it have always been special for the Southern Footy League. Nothing different?
No, nothing different. We, in conjunction with the Morford Vale RSL and President Ron Payne, organised all of the dignitaries to turn up. The event is now sponsored by CHC helicopters. So the dignitaries are going to be collected from the Reynella Oval, taken down to the Aldinga Airport, jumped in the helicopter, and the big helicopter will be landing in the middle of Reynella Oval about 1:30
Excellent.
to start proceedings for our Anzac Day commemoration.
You'll be on that, mate, one of the dignitaries. Will that be you in the helicopter, mate?
I used to jump out of them, mate. You've been with the CHC. I can recall us talking about this a couple of years ago. They've been around for a little while now with the Southern Footy League?
Yes, yeah. Bron's had it sponsored now for the last 3 years by CHC helicopters. This is the first opportunity we've been able to get one of the big helicopters here. Yeah. They've been tied up with the floods and the bushfires over in the eastern states, and of course with COVID. But they've now bought another one, and it's actually stationed at Edinburgh Air Base. So we're very fortunate to be able to give our dignitaries that special treatment.
Hey, mate, it is a ripping jumper. I don't know if the viewers at home can see it, because there's a bit in the middle of this one here. This gentleman in the middle, mate, there's some fair significance to this gentleman. Yeah,
that's Captain James Stanley Malpas, Victoria Cross winner, and he was president of the Southern Football League back in the 1920s. So, and it's great that we were able to keep the connection with the family, and his great nephew, Jeffrey, who I actually worked with, he's actually coming to present the medal on behalf of the Malcolm family.
Mate, let's talk about the games because it's going to be a good weekend. We've got 2 judges here. So Cove up against Flaggies at Cove. What are you thinking? Ready?
I think Flaggies with that one.
Flaggies?
Yeah, they're very strong this year.
Yeah, Flaggies, but don't just count Cove. They've certainly picked up some players and they'll take it right up to Flaggies. But as Brendan said, Flaggies is a very skillful side, and I think that's what will get Cove in the end.
Well, that was the difference on the weekend. There's no doubts about that. I thought was that they were just a little bit sharper. But there is some really good games. I reckon the ones that will just. You just don't know. You wouldn't know the first week.
Yeah.
Well, I know this one. Reynella up against Morpeth Vale. I know Reynella would win that.
You happy with that?
Well, I'll ask Brendan. What do you think?
I think Reynella.
Yeah, see, it seems obvious to me.
Bill will be pleased to hear that.
You got that one right.
Completely unbiased.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, Coach Reynella.
And Happy Valley, mate. We spoke about them, didn't we? We spoke about them last week. How they look like they got a couple of people back, and they're around the mark as well. You can't discount them.
Yeah, when you look at the whole first round, Baz, it was a pretty interesting round of footy for the Southern Football League. They come up against Aldinga, who were beaten by Port Noarlunga last week. But Aldinga were certainly in the game for quite a length of time. It was only Port's experience in the end that got them. I would tip Happy Valley to probably beat Aldinga, but not by much.
Okay. Yeah,
agree with that one?
That's
I think so. Aldinga have obviously improved, but I think Valley's just across the board with depth would probably be a little bit stronger there.
Christie's Beach, Noarlunga.
Oh, you'd probably, after the results last week, you'd probably tip Noarlunga to win that one. It is a Christie's home game, and they're always tough to beat at Bice Oval. So, look, Noarlunga, probably by 3 or 4.
Hey, Brendan, I'm interested, mate. Well, they talk about it when talk to the coaches in the AFL, the SANFL, the Southern Footy League. They say about 5 games into the season, you start to get a read of what you're up against and how your team's looking. You a subscriber to about 5
Absolutely.
games?
I was speaking to Craig on the way down here. I think the first month is sort of like flip a coin type stuff, and then after that, I think the league just sort of, the better teams sort of come to the fore a little bit more. But everyone's up and about. First 4 weeks of the season, and everyone's excited, and so it's important to bank those wins, which we didn't on the weekend, but bank those wins early, and then from there try and build on the confidence of your team.
A very quick one here for you, Craig. I noticed on the weekend that the umps were paying this sling tackle.
Yep.
Unbelievable amount of times. I couldn't believe the amount of times they paid it when they clearly weren't there. They were just not there. Is this a warning shot? Because the players, to me, are now getting a little bit. I think they're getting frustrated because they're aggressive in their tackle. They've taken the player down. All the player has to do is drop his limb, loosen the limbs up a little bit. Now it looks like he's being thrown. And I think the umps fell for it a couple of times on the weekend. I know that we don't want to see the dangerous tackle, but I think people are getting penalised now for, a fair tackle. And I thought I'd say 75% of them were fair, the ones that got paid.
Yeah, well, I didn't see the game, but the general consensus is that, yes, we don't want to see the dangerous tackle.
Yeah.
And it's really left up to the umpire's own interpretation. And what they're instructed is, if there is a real slinging motion, then that's a sling tackle.
Yeah, but I didn't think they were there.
Yeah, and you're right. But we all know, who played the game ourselves, that players adapt really, really quickly. And if they can get an edge in an umpiring decision, as you say, loose limbs, look as though they've been... They'll take that opportunity every time.
Yeah, mate, you're overstating the players. It's the coaches that are the geniuses, mate. Brendan, hey, boys, really appreciate your time. No, you're busy. Good luck this weekend, mate. It is a big weekend. Diggers round. It is a special weekend everywhere. And, of course, Southern Footy League do a great big helicopter coming in, so it is special. Get down there. Support the Southern Footy League. Stay with us.